So I began playing Tropico not too long after the release of Tropico 6. And I played for a while, and a lot of uh, more the larger YouTubers were covering the game back then. And so I took what at least a year without playing, and then back around the holidays, late this last year, I dipped back into the game for some reason, and I kind of got hooked again. I started the game opened up to me, but unfortunately, there's just not a lot of. There's a few people that are still playing the game, and with the release of Caribbean Skies, there were a few videos, but nothing like the games that are currently getting all the hype. So I wish there were more people on YouTube doing playthroughs like this. Well, I can wish that there were more people doing it, or I can do something about it. So that's what brings me here. I'm doing my own playthrough of Tropico 6. This is episode 8. If you've watched the whole thing up to this point, I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Okay, where are we? This last episode, I had just added this pinwheel of plantations, and we're getting high rates of efficiency from each of these. These are going to make all of my monoculture regularly placed plantations obsolete. In fact, we need to get rid of some of these so we can keep on adding in the mines. I'm doing okay on unemployment. Another priority, probably this episode, is I need to pay attention to stuff like my education. So, in fact, while I'm talking about it, I'm going to go place a high school right now. Leave some space. Bump the speed down to like 2. So I need to pay attention to keeping up with my happiness and all the stuff that support. It's not enough to just focus on industry alone. That can cause problems too. So one of the things I guess that attracts me to this game is the way that I have to pay attention to. You can't just pay attention to one thing. I have to pay attention to my factions. I have to keep an eye on my international factions. In fact, both of these, let's look at trade routes. I haven't been paying attention to them for a while. So let's get a trade route going. Adding in the... Adding in that pinwheel means I have a lot more flexibility with what I can export. I'm going to go ahead and export fish to the Nazis. And I want to balance that with a export. I do have a coconut factory going, so I'm going to go ahead and export some coconut. I think I had a couple of these going. So that should bump up my... as you can see, I'm not interested in doing the alliance thing. That's the quest to get me into the Cold War is to reach a state of alliance. That involves getting them into industries. They'll ask me to do some missions for them with the commando garrison, and then they'll ask for 4 trade routes. So I'm not even going to go down that road until I've gotten much deeper into the World War era, because where I like to finish one of these eras is at a point where I've basically gotten every era adds a new system. So like I have high schools now, colleges. So for all of the new industries and systems and services, before I go into the next era, I want to have all those in place, because I don't want to be catching up with that stuff in the next era when there's new, because each new era also brings on new we'll say responsibilities, obligations, things new hoops I have to jump through.
The citizens are demanding elections, Presidente. It seems that they want a choice in how they are ruled. So selfish.
Okay, I'm not entirely pleased with where I am in terms of my... I like to see this even higher. I mean, I should be good, but that's why I mean I want to be able to need to pay attention to all of that, and including just the economy. And my economy is doing fine. I'm up to 400 already. I passed 300 in the last, so I'm not worried about my economy. That'll do well. I'm gonna praise the capitalists. They're lagging behind. I could go build a house and some mansions, bump them up closer to the election if I need to. I'm not gonna blame any superpowers. I'm not gonna make any promises. And let's go ahead and deliver the speech.
My Tropicans, my people, my children. Your prosperity is my honor. Your solidarity is my faith. And I gracefully accept your love. You are my Tropico. And one of my people. I feel your pain when your walls shudder and your roofs leak. Those of you who have roofs. But soon, roofs for all, and walls for many. Our ongoing prosperity is supported by the capitalists, with thanks. We're grateful for the many fulfilling jobs you create for my people, and your progressive attitudes towards taxation. So vote El Presidente for the future that you deserve. All of you. Viva Tropico!
Okay, as you saw there, I placed a couple of restaurant buildings. One of the things I was looking at is, so you can see I'm a little behind on fun. Food is okay. What I was looking at in my build menu is the service quality. So service quality 45 in the circus, not bad. You can build that in the colonial era. The botanical garden has a service quality of 30. So even when they come and visit, they're not going to be that hyped up about it. The service quality of the Fun Fair Pier, however, is like 60, and the restaurant's 65. It only allows 12 visitors as opposed to the 25 of this, but yeah, you get a lot more out of these smaller ones. Unfortunately, I don't have housing areas that are really that close to the shoreline. So anyway, I built those, and what else? Oh yes, I need to take care of some mines. I want to get my nickel supply doing well. This tobacco plantation's not doing bad, but I like I said, I want to get at that nickel, so I'm going to go ahead and demolish that. Build a mine. Looks like I could get 2 in there. And get the factory going. Okay, for the last time, I am going to do this so I can quit wondering where I think that's right on top of the gold. I'm going to mark these gold mines so I don't build on them with parks. Not exactly what parks are supposed to be for, but hey, where's the other gold? I saw gold someplace that I didn't want to forget about. Because again, I'm not anxious to use up my employees on gold now, but I will want these later. So I think it was right about here. Oh. Yeah, good enough. Okay, and I have coal I can build here. I'm gonna throw down some electricity. So it would pay to. So the more coal, the better. I've found that I prefer to have like more than enough mines going than not enough, because like you can get, it's easy to get behind. I'm gonna need a lot of coal and steel, not only for power but for the industries I'm adding. That's going to chew up some of my employees, but I'm still going to get a weapons factory down. Okay, I'm going to save that area there for my... Okay, this looked like a good place for the weapons factory. Alright, let's let that go on full speed for a little while and see how things balance out. It's going to chew through my unemployed citizens pretty quickly, I would imagine, which isn't a bad thing. I may have to... Oh, well, she's been waiting so patiently on a religious minister of education. I like the commie, of course, so it's going to cost me $2,000 to replace her.
I knew I
Get
could
her
count.
happy with me again, and then go back and rehire the communists. So there you go, $4,000 for 5% improvement in religious. So how are we doing? 58. All these are at least okay-ish for now. Could be better. Will be better. Unemployment. Well, these haven't built yet, so let's see. So I think that covers some of the things, the priorities I had. I got my nickel coming in. I should make sure that's not getting exported. It's a high value export, but it's not as high value as when I'm churning out weapons and cars and whatnot with it. The other thing I can do, since I've moved a lot of my sugar operations over here, and because I may... Oh, here while I'm thinking about it, I'm thinking out loud about where do I want to build my next port. So, looking at... Let's pause so I don't get interrupted. So, looking at the map as a... So I have my one port here. I'm going to be expanding into this area probably next. This playthrough, I'm trying to keep things spaced out. If I place things too tightly, then I notice I have to move things around more later on. So I'm gonna kind of be relaxed in the way I space things. But I want to get the roads in here, and I'm thinking of another port, another dock in this area ultimately will be good. I don't have to do it right now, but I will get those roads in while I'm thinking about it. Check for... Okay. Yeah, good. So I'm going to build a road right along those. I think that... Right up. Actually, I can go about one or two over. Will it reach? It will. Yes, good. And this will go this way. Okay, what are my prospects for a tunnel? I've had lots of trouble with these tunnels. You have to put them in just right. So I'm going to put my first part there. And so then you have to like flip them around and turn it to stick the other end in. In other words, it doesn't keep, like, if this was the way it was, you have to turn it around like that to keep the open end opposite, if that makes sense. Anyway. Okay, so now we have the road to nowhere built with the tunnel. Good. That wasn't necessarily a high priority, but yeah. If nothing else, it reminds me I can move in that direction. Okay, so back on, I keep on forgetting to take it off pause. Employment came down as those jobs all filled up. Gonna turn on. I don't know if everyone else micromanages the immigration office like this, but I do. When I first started playing the game, one of the main reasons that I would struggle is because of problems with employment. Keeping people in the vacancies. And I've even had games where I had too many unemployed that weren't working that got angry and became guerrillas, and we don't need any of that either. So okay, what about, okay, so we just finished coconut and meat, so those were good choices. Let's see, what else do we have? I go back and forth. Sometimes I like to look at them in terms of what's going to make me the most. And notice I could be making some bank on gold, but it almost tempts me to at least build one mine. But so this, using this, that puts exports and imports together and orders them by the greatest margin. So in theory, I could import corn from Mexico and then resell it for 20% profit, which wouldn't be a bad idea. But I don't want to tie up a slot right now. I could import steel and resell it from the Nazis, but I don't really want to do that. I haven't built oil yet. I'm not interested in building anything until I can build the industry for it. Weapons. This is a dilemma. I'm tempted to... I just built one, so... Do I want to... Oh, this is one of those situations where, in theory, I could import weapons from the Nazis and then turn around and sell the Rugers back to the Americans. And in theory, I would make a profit. So let's see, auto export. And then what's the import on these? So I'm paying 15. Oh, no, I'm paying 14. And then I'm going to sell them for what's not to like. And I can make both of them a little happier with me. Okay. I'm going to import 3,000. And then I'm going to export 7,000. Oh, I didn't click OK on this. So I'm going to import 3,000. Build up their happiness with me by 14 points. Sign that. I'm going to export those back along with some of my own to the Americans. Yes, I will pay 5,000 for the trade license. Yeah, that's gonna put me sitting pretty with both of them for a while. So that was fun. Not a huge margin, but it's kind of like almost free money.
I'm sure the good citizens of Tropico intend to vote for you, Presidente. I myself intend to vote for you many, many
Okay,
times.
whatever I have done, I actually forgot it when I said I wasn't very happy about my election prospects. I can't remember what I've done, but apparently I did something that got them happy with me again. So, good for me.
Hey there,
You
Prez.
got it.
Boy,
You got it, Raymond. A fire station. Is that what he wanted? Yeah. Okay. The capitalist. Mason, not Raymond. Raymond King is... He's in one of the later eras. Maybe he's the... No, he's not the industrialist. It doesn't matter. Why do I get caught up in things like that? Okay, where is my... And why doesn't my overlay come up? I don't have a fire station over here yet, so this is good. So I'm going to pop that down right where the whatchamacallit used to be. While I'm over here, I'm going to build another clinic. I noticed I saw a clinic-shaped hole. All right, so the bank account is ticking up.
The election is a landslide,
Politics are
Presidente.
looking good.
The metaphorical kind, not the kind that accidentally reduces the size of the workforce.
Things are looking okay. Not to get overly confident, but I'm fairly happy with the way things are right now. I have milk. Wonder what's going on with my milk production.
Our money's at work, Prez.
Is this a... Okay. I'm seeing a problem right now. I have houseless people. Lots of houseless people. That needs to be addressed right now. I can go look in my almanac to see what's built, but seeing as how I see a cluster of shacks in this area, I would rather kind of just manually... Okay, no one's in there. Manually look through these and see what their economic status is if they're living in this area. So far it's mostly poor, so that means bunkhouses. This one's well off. So I'm going to build an apartment and some bunkhouses right behind these mines, all mines. And double check I'm not building on top of any resources. Okay. Good, good, good. And I'm gonna... go with 2 for now. I'm gonna find 1. I know I built some stack 'em higher for the broke folks. I'm gonna build one of those. If I can, never mind. I'll take care of broke folks in time. So I'm gonna build 2 of these. I'm gonna build a church over here. I'm gonna build a clinic. And I'm gonna toss in a grocery. Yeah, there it is. And they need some fun over in this little neighborhood. So... Let's see, 39 visitors. Yeah. Not necessarily ideal, but yeah. Oh, we'll go with it for now. Okay, get back on the clock. I'm really having to toss the idea. I think there's definitely not much reason not to relocate this now.
Canal Uno. More than just El Presidente's favorite radio station. We... What does that say? Love. We love El Presidente with all our hearts.
Be careful not to step on where I'm going to place my Stonehenge. Okay, so I've completed the weapons influx, and I should have weapons on the pier to sell. So they're So basically, the way that was working is the Nazis are dropping off weapons, and then the same boat is probably picking them up and making off with them. And I'm just scooping up the profits. Gotta love it. Oh, I should look and see if there's anything else that has come up that way. Nope. See, the other way to sort these is by flag. So these... Oh, the Americans want... They're liking some boats. And I like selling boats because I make boats. Who do I need to please more right now? Neither one, actually. So this one's all about making money. So I'm going to go ahead and sell the Nazis some boats. Now that I've relieved them of their weapons. I'll go with the medium-sized contract. And what can I push off on the Americans? They can have some cheese. I think I'm making enough cheese to do that. We can hope. Ooh. Okay. Yeah, I need to finish. Actually, I probably didn't need to do this last one because they're going to get a boost when they finish buying up all the weapons. How's the fish? Yeah, fish is coming along. Good. Okay, so trade routes are working. Let's check out. I'm trying to remember how the Stonehenge. Okay. I think I could place Stonehenge. Nah, that's not a good place with those. I would need to move. Because I'm gonna try this with 2 squares around the monument itself, then a road, and then these take 2 squares on the other side of the road. So I think I can get that's just not ideal. Do I have a more open space? Looks like I'm going to have to do it over here where I have forest anyway, which is fine. It's not a big deal. Yeah, I'm going to do it over here. Then I don't have to worry about it anymore. So... Okay, plop it here.
Canal Uno is proud to announce the construction of Tropico's first Neolithic solar calendar, taking the guesswork out of when the solstice is happening.
Whoops. Okay, I might as well do this the way I want. So, let's see. 2. I don't. Yeah, I know there's out there. There's like guides and stuff, or things how to optimize this. But yeah, I can't be bothered. So I don't know what the optimal thing is. I'm kind of guesstimating that it's this. If it's not, oh shit. Sorry, my language. I'm guessing that it's, or I can always come back and redo it if I have to. Let's move these around like so. Pack them in here. Now, all of my life, I've always thought that these had to be facing, like, so here's...
Presidente, I am inspired. I have...
So I've always thought they had to be like, so this side is facing the road, and then the opposite side has to face the trees or what have you, but I don't think that's the case. I'm going to find out. Okay, notice that these folks are aching for some places to live as well, so those, so we'll find out. I'm gonna build 2 of these and a few of these. Okay, and I promised that I was gonna build power. Where's a good place to build power? I think over here, actually. There's my boats. The power is going to be relatively temporary anyway, because I'm going for uranium. So, and I'm going to need to build the substations anyway, so there's no point in trying to plop it down in the center of something. So yeah, I'm just going to stick it up here. The other thing, this reminds me, the other thing I need to do is like get my transportation going. I might throw in some, well, only rich people can drive right now, so I might hold off on that. But I'm going to throw in some buses, some bus lines. Build a few of those. But right now it's building the power plant. Okay. How's my education doing? I'm gonna bump up the budgets on those. I don't have any upgrades yet that are meaningful. Okay, so that looks interesting. You know, I might be able to continue thinking out loud here is about the prospect of continuing to build more shipyards. How am I doing? Oh, the ship just left. What did I just have 10,000 of? I don't like seeing 10,000 of anything. So I have lots of iron. I need to build more. I still need to build more steel. I could probably wouldn't hurt to build another weapons factory. And check my employment situation. Yeah, fill those up. What am I doing over here?
Do not panic, Presidente, but I bring news of a threat, so...
Okay, same thing with this one. It's going to cost me $4,000 to raise militarist by 5%. I'm going to take that off just so I don't forget about it. All right. Okay, so this is looking good. I believe looks like I've continued to raise my overall happiness. My faith is up higher, much better than it used to be. Housing's up, which was good. That was pretty low earlier. I could still use improvement, which is just going to be coming from, which will come probably when the apartment's finished building. Fun is okay-ish. I think at this stage, I don't know what is a good. I don't know what to call a good level for these. I like it when they're not rioting. Anything, I guess. That is, if they're not rioting anything after that's gravy, I suppose. None of except for my religious, none of these are dangerously low, and I can build churches for that. So looking pretty good. Got a good level of support. My expenses are creeping up, but then I've done a lot of construction recently, so still looking good on the economy. That looks like a good point to put a cut at the end of this episode, and I will come back and resume the World War era in the next one. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you sticking with me on my very first series of playing a game. I will see you next time. Take care.